We know your companies are awesome to work for, and we want to keep them that way by helping you hire the top tier talent. Did you know that people sometimes expand the truth on resumes or lie or even just fabricate who they used to work for? Here's an example. Last week, we received 2 requests to verify past employment for one individual. The individual claimed to have had director level experience for the last 10 years. So when we reached out to the 2 companies he claimed to have worked for, we discovered that neither company existed in the locations where the individual said they used to work. That would be strike 1. We tried every method possible to get in contact with the businesses, but we only found similar companies located in other states. That's strike 2. The individual provided 2 different phone numbers, one for each of the previous employers. Here's the problem. Both of these numbers were cell phone numbers, and neither cell phone number was associated directly with the place of business that they claimed to have worked. That's like strike 3. So we set out to find the real businesses to be able to talk with the real employers. We waited to contact those cell phone numbers until all other avenues had failed and we were unable to find any of the previous businesses. So our verification specialists reached out to try to call those numbers, but both times they were sent to voicemail. When the verification specialist received their first phone call back, the caller ID of the number that was calling them said that it was coming from a person with the exact same name as our candidate, which is not the end of the world, but also creates a red flag. And that's going to be strike 3 in our book that we really need to dig in and check. Now, this person said that they were a representative of the former employer and gave a glowing review of the candidate in question, and then they hung up. When the second phone call came back for the other employer, again, the caller ID said it was coming from someone with the same last name as our candidate. This is like strike 4 by this point, but again, we're going to continue to ask the questions and verify the candidate. Unfortunately, this second employer verification claimed to even have the same last name as the individual. Then they changed their mind. So for example, they would say, hey, I'm Rebecca Green. I'm Rebecca Brown. Anyway, some pretty big red flags. However, this person gave a glowing review of the individual and then hung up again. In the end, we were confidently able to determine that the 2 individuals who returned our phone calls to provide employment verification data were actually relatives of the individual that we were screening. From our findings, this person did not hold a director level position at either company they claimed to have, and neither verification of employment was valid in any way. We flagged the records, notified our client of the failed employment verification, and allowed them to move forward with their processes to probably hire a different candidate. This is just one of many stories we have where the public, bless their hearts, want to work for you so badly that they're willing to fabricate stories, involve their family members, and who knows what else. That's why our amazing team of verification specialists work tirelessly to track down and verify actual previous employers. This is phone calls, emails, surveys, really whatever it takes to make sure that your candidate was indeed in the line of work they claim to have been in. Did you know that we have multiple solutions for verifications and reference checks? If you don't have time or don't want us to track people down with a phone call and you just want a survey completed that says, I loved working with this person and here's what they've done, we have some really incredible options that we'd love to share with you. At the end of the day, it's most important to just make sure that you are hiring the person you think you're hiring in and that you're paying them appropriately for the experience that they have.
Now that's validation.